everyone, and welcome to the Trout in the Classroom STEM Fireside Chats. I'm Lily Genovese. I'm the coordinator for Trout in the Classroom. Today, I am joined by two students from Trout in the Classroom School in Queens, John Brown High School. We have Jade and Mandy joining us. We will be interviewing Brandon Dale. He is a student at the Ichan School of Medicine located within Mount Sinai, and he has an undergraduate degree in ethnopharmacognosy. I want to turn it over to our students to ask their first questions.
Hello, I'm Mandy Lee. And Brandon, what are some of your biggest challenges that you've faced so far?
Thanks for the question, Mandy. I think it's a really great one. And so right now I'm basically finishing up my PhD and kind of starting that process. And after having done half of med school already, I think definitely one of the biggest sort of challenges that I face is really time management. And so trying to figure out how to balance the sort of workload of, being a medical student and also a graduate student in pharmacology, while also trying to, live my sort of life externally of my sort of professional and academic career. And, I think that one thing that I've learned over the course of the time so far, and I'm now third year in the program, is that I think at the end of the day, there will always be more time to work. And so really making sure that you're very intentional about setting time for yourself and for your family and your friends and your relationships are very important and very restorative and really allow you to sort of proceed to the next level of really accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so I think taking breaks and really enjoying those breaks has been one way to sort of combat that challenge, because that's definitely been the biggest issue so far.
Thank you, Brandon, for that answer. And just to introduce myself, I am Jade. And so to go to the next question, how are you able to study and retain the information you learned in school, since there is a lot of complicated terminologies and knowledge in medicine?
Good to meet you, Jade. And also another really important question. People say that med school is like drinking from a fire hose. And I think that is 100% true. And so I think in a lot of ways, it's kind of the first question that you're faced with of how do you sort of balance holding all of this material in their sort of working memory. And I think for me, one of the big ways was doing it was flashcards. And so until you kind of gain sort of working knowledge and are using the terms regularly and sort of have conversations with people every day with it, it is something that you just have to really kind of work kind of hard at and dedicate a lot of time to. And so for me, flashcards and different types of videos online were really useful. I had some really wonderful professors, but I think definitely just making sure that you stay familiar and stay fresh with the material. It's like a language, like anything else. The more you use it, the easier it is to use it and the less you lose it. And so I think definitely just staying familiar and staying in touch has been super useful for maintaining kind of fluency with all the material.
Thank you, that was really helpful. What can I do as an NYC student to help prepare for a STEM major?
Oh, all of these are such great questions, honestly. I think right now as an NYC student preparing for a STEM field, I think it would really be important to really just enjoy the process of learning and really just try to invest in the classes that you're in now and find what it is that you might want to learn more about. Because I think whenever you get to college, you really do have a lot of freedom to kind of choose what you want to study. And so I think having a really strong base and learning how to learn is honestly the most important thing that you can do, because the material will sort of always change as science progresses. And so really just enjoying the process and learning how it is that you like to study and how you like to learn would be probably some of the most fruitful things I think you could do now.
Thank you for those great tips, Brandon. And finally, to the last question, besides contributing to the health and medicine world, what is another ultimate goal you hope to achieve through your studies and future career?
Another big question, big and important question. I think for me, aside from the sort of professional development of obviously, discovering new drugs that would hopefully prevent people from having to get chemotherapy, I think really contributing to sort of diversifying science and in general the field of STEM and medicine is something that I care a lot about. And I think within my sort of interest within the Trout Unlimited group, it's also the same. I think there's a lot of access and issues in terms of access with having people get access to the outdoors, to science education, and becoming, professionals within the STEM field. And so I think definitely one thing that I look forward to kind of doing more of, and sort of am doing now, is really trying to improve the diversity and sort of inclusion efforts within the sort of scientific community and the medicine community as a whole. And so if I could make an impact in that way, that would be really fruitful to know that, my children and people who look like me or not like me know that they can see themselves in a field like this doing well and, prospering.
Brandon, thank you so much for sharing all that information for this great fireside chat. We're so proud to have you as a member of the New York City Trout Unlimited chapter and a part of TU. And also, best of luck to you in all of your studies in your PhD and doctor program at Mount Sinai. Thanks again for joining us, and thank you to our wonderful students for these excellent questions. Everyone have a great weekend.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.